Every day, historic buildings across America are being torn down, and what's inside can be lost or destroyed forever. But not if Mike and Robert get there first.
Bring it down just a little bit.
From an old farmhouse to an abandoned mill, together they restore, repurpose, or resell whatever salvage they can find.
Now, this is a no fun zone.
They're saving pieces of history and America, one salvage job at a time.
The value just keeps going up.
They are the Salvage Dawgs.
Hey, guys. I almost hate to come in and ask you to come see this. I'm starting to worry about your dad a little bit. But you really got to come out here and take a look at this.
Yeah, all right.
All right, just brace yourselves. Holy.
Crazy Mike's cotton candy.
Give me a funnel cake, Mike.
Step right up. Get your cotton candy. Get your candy corn.
What are you doing, Mike?
Is this your retirement plan?
I quit the salvage business. I'm going on the road.
Daryl, a local picker and a neon guy, had this piece, and he was interested in seeing if we could possibly sell it for him. I think they call it a joint. It's like a wagon that is a mobile tooth decay platform.
What I was thinking.
Not
Dental nightmare.
not sanctioned by the American Dental Association.
Do you know if the lights work?
I was told. I haven't seen them work yet. They take 220, so there's a lot of power requirements.
220.
Yeah, whatever works.
Whatever you
But
got.
this is pretty cool.
That's
it really is
awesome.
pretty cool. You know?
What's it worth?
God, I don't know.
Have you looked it up? I mean,
I'm pretty sure I heard that these were worth new about 120 grand.
120.
Yeah, new, these things.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Dang.
This is, again, one of those things, we've never had one before. So it's a novelty piece. People like to come to Black Dog and are amazed at the things that they've never seen before. And, I mean, I don't know how many people go to fairs and carnivals anymore.
Where's the funnel cakes, Mike? That's what I'm interested in.
Cotton candy.
Sugar, spun sugar.
I'm just thinking about it on my kids' face.
I think my teeth are rotting as we speak.
You know, maybe I've seen hundreds of these things before, but something about it sitting in my parking lot made me
I think Robert
flag it down.
probably got a bad hot dog off a vending one of these guys one time.
All right, guys.
I see some possibilities, but, you know, as usual, it's the money.
You know, the good part about it is we don't own it.
That's
and
right.
we can give it back. But, you know, I had to bring it by and see if there was any interest. And evidently there's not.
We can set it up on weekends, park it around the side, and have somebody in here.
That's right, hot
Somebody.
dogs in the
Somebody.
summer. In the summer.
Ted, you don't work weekends. You got a perfect opportunity. Oh, I work. We're just not here. All right, guys, we're going to Ohio again. Woohoo! All right. Just south of Youngstown. It's an old theater facade, second and third floor. But luckily, it's now on ground floor of a modern building. Take a look.
That is not at
That's
all
a
what I
two-story
pictured.
facade. What material is that?
It's
It's
all
terracotta.
terracotta.
Yeah, it was 1913 theater that it came off of. 30 years ago, somebody saved it. 15 years ago or something like that, they put it on this building. And now the new owners want it saved. Second
salvage.
But they want it off.
Second salvage.
Second salvage.
Second gen salvage.
So in other words, it's fragile material with stronger mortar.
And one more thing. Weather reports are not
It's
good.
already snowing
Yeah,
there. Look at that. And we're
So-
driving into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got one day to do this, so we need to get up there. Weather withstanding, it doesn't make any difference. And then we got to get back here. John Rayburn's coming in to take a look at that printing press.
Why do we have to always be rushing around like this? Why we got one day to do this?
I wish I had an answer for you, but you just got to do the work. You just got to do it.
Somebody's got it.
Somebody's got to do it. And that might as well be you. All right. Shall we do it?
Let's get to work.
Let's do it.
All right, Lonnie, I have a project in mind that I want to use these poles, these jump poles from the homestead. This is kind of a horse theme bed. I don't know if it's a fool's folly, but I'm going to give it a shot. Well, we're always looking for good ideas to use the product that we get from our salvage jobs. These were jump poles, and if you've ever watched somebody riding in a ring, these poles were the poles that they jumped over. These came from the homestead, and they were all stored up in the carriage house. When I first saw them in the homestead, I didn't think they'd be used for anything but horse jumps, but I'm always looking for a repurposed furniture application. You know, bed was a little different, but that's what it's becoming. Now, see, that's not working. We wanted an overlap. And like that, right? That's what we're doing. And you're going to have to do the bird mouth. And all right? 3
3 different elements were put into this.
We got it right there.
The poles, the field wood, which was out of the same salvage job. And then we incorporated a small piece of iron, which kind of changed the tempo a little bit of it, made it a little more architecturally pleasing as far as I'm concerned. Whether this is a good idea or not is yet to be determined. But there's a lot of horse lovers out there that live and breathe this stuff. All right, I like it. So now that we've got the headboard done, footboard's basically the same except shorter.
Okay.
It's a theme bed, so it's going to be a pretty narrow focus on who's going to buy it, but those people are out there, and I think it's going to be good.
Today we're in Boardman, Ohio, just south of Youngstown, and we're taking apart this facade from an old theater, which hails originally from Pittsburgh. This facade, it's terracotta, came from a theater built in 1913. It's from the Sheridan Square Theater. Somebody in the last 20 years ago or something saved it from demolition in Pittsburgh, brought it here at a later date and put it up on this building. And now the new owner has new plans, but she did not want to see this go in the landfill.
We're going to save it again.
We are going to save it again.
Second time around.
Well, the new owner, Diane, she didn't feel like this facade worked with the new spa plan for this building. She wanted to save it if she could find somebody dumb enough to save it.
Cue Black Dog Salvage.
Hello! We're here to help. 1, 2, 3, go! How's that work there?
Crazy.
Plunge in.
These boys and their toys.
Terracotta itself is not necessarily valuable if it's plain. It's kind of like if you had just a plain piece of tile. It's made out of the same material as a decorative piece of tile. It's just a decorative one is more exciting. And if you've got a whole set of decorative tiles that make a scene, then it's even more valuable. So what we had is this massive assembly. And if we could get all the detailed parts and 99% of the plain parts, we'd have something we could really sell and that we could make some money off.
Here you go.
My job, since I am scared of power tools, is just to keep the tiles safe. So I'm going to pack them into all of these crates and load them up on the truck. There's some tools out here I've never seen before. So I wouldn't want to learn today, you know, but eventually.
Well, we had to reverse engineer it. It was built from the bottom up. So we had to do some discovery. We had to remove some cinder block and get to the back of the piece and then figure out how it released. Yeah, look at that.
Okay, easy.
That's 2 pieces, right?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Tay and I worked down the right-hand side.
We're pretty far ahead of us.
Docking. And Mike and Jeff worked the left side. Jeff is Diane, the owner's contractor. They figured out how to do it, and they made quick work of it.
All right, these are coming out pretty good, Robert.
All right, no brakes yet?
You want to call us the A-team, Mike, maybe?
Yeah, oh, there's no doubt. We are
There's
the
the B-team over
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
They know who they are. Yeah, I was working with Jeff, the local contractor, and he was progressive. You know, when you're having to do this and make a living, you do it fast.
Got a lot of parts coming loose at one time, Mike.
We do, buddy.
We need an octopus out here to hold this thing together.
Hey, team's on it, buddy. Unfortunately, on the other side for Robert, a little bit too much thought.
You can see something cracking here? That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, no, you're good, you're good. That's perfect. We got a load. We're going down, guys.
Pat yourselves on the back for us.
Robert was in his mode of discovery, and I had Mr. I could care how this finishes Jeff in the basket, and he was going at it, you know. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Mike has 2 loads coming down already. Of course, now he's taking a break, so Robert's going to catch up. So, if you guys just move out of the way, I think Mike will be down there soon enough. Could you just get your gear out of there? Let Mike work his way over. You can take a break. There it is.
Right, stud. I think I was still at lunch when you guys got started. I might have still been in the hotel room, and you guys were like, hey, let's go. Move.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, you got both of them.
Yep.
2 points.
Look how much we just did.
I know. It's awesome. One day we got half of it down.
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
It might look like we have half of it done, but the rain and the freezing and the thaw and freeze had loosened up all the block. So that made it a lot easier for us to remove it. I'm afraid that this next part's going to be the hard part. We're not going to be able to remove the block from behind it, so that's going to be a little more difficult.
There we go. I got it. Once we finished the whole top, we needed to tackle the center section, and that was the part with the most decorative item, the theater faces, and probably some of the best work of the whole facade. There we go.
These were the pieces that were the real keepers. These were the medallions with the mask on them, which that's kind of the goal of this project, because those are the most sellable. If we had to part this thing out, which we could probably do someday, those would be the first to go.
Yeah, well, you're right, but I just don't like to think about it.
Well, I don't either, but, there's a day when, we have to sell them.
Take out the liver.
Patience not looking very good right now.
One kidney, okay.
Once we got down to the roof line, we couldn't take any more of the cinder block off. They wanted to keep that structure as part of the new entry to the building, so that gave us less access.
Normally we would just attack this and break it down and, like we did up top, get at it from the back. But because these columns have to stay here, we have to come in and shave them off, essentially.
Well, the number one tool that we wanted to use was this concrete chainsaw. It's designed to cut holes in concrete foundations for doors and windows after the fact. It is a monster tool. It's heavy, and trying to keep it under control, it's a lot of work. That's why we put the young guy on it. The blade on that chainsaw are diamond encrusted. The water and the mortar turns into a slick slurry that greases the skids. It's kind of like on a regular chainsaw when you're cutting a log or wood, you have chain oil. Reduce friction is basically what that water does.
It was a great tool, but you're going to be immersed in water. He was ready, except for his shoes.
God, all that water when I'm like this is just going straight down my sleeve. I'm just like, it's
cold.
Yeah. I'm about where I thought I would be by using a wet concrete chainsaw in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Another day in paradise.
Well, this just came up from the shop. These are actually horse-kicked boards that they have incorporated into this headboard. This is going to become a bed. As I'm covering up where they've sanded, because my paint is new, one of the challenges is to keep the old distress look. So once this paint starts to set up a little bit, I will actually take some fresh dirt out of the driveway, and I'll just sort of wipe that along the paint. Just kind of mucks it up a little bit so it stays to its true self, which is a little bit dirty, like the horses have been jumping over it. Once I put the dirt on there and let that dry a little bit, I will go back and sand and distress it, so it will look just like the other pieces that we've got going on here. There. I think that blends in pretty well. So I'll just keep sort of touching up the red, white, and blue, sand it back, finish this up by bringing this blue-gray barn color across, and the headboard will be done. So unique. One of a kind.
Well, the sun's getting low. We got about an hour left here. We just got the columns left, and now it's just a matter of just kind of peeling off the flat, easy pieces. So, I mean, that's our goal anyway. Yeah, we don't want to come back tomorrow morning and finish this up. Good job, Tay. It's practically falling off by itself now.
It's practically putting itself in the truck.
It was probably one of the hardest physical work days that we've put in a long time, just from morning till night.
Oh, that looks heavy.
Oh, yeah. And the sheer weight and physical labor that was involved. Everything we handled that day was heavy. The tools were heavy, the terracotta was heavy, our feet were heavy, our legs were heavy. There was no question, it was a whooping.
Wrap it up, Robert.
Wow.
Sweet.
Pretty good, y'all. I'll take it from here.
Okay.
I'm not meant to be.
Yeah, man.
Well, it went well, but it was brutal.
That's hard work, all this overhead and,
Literally
lifting
overhead.
down and picking up and moving
Going
over.
over and-
Yeah, it's tough on old guys.
All in all, we took down over 500 pieces of terracotta. Now we just have to give it a price and sell it. What's the number, Mike?
I'm thinking $20,000.
20 it is.
Or 15. Let's come with some cash. We're desperate. We left the bad weather back in Ohio, and we're back home with the dog to finish up our week. All right, look at this. What a nice job they did.
Isn't this beautiful?
I love the
I
colors.
know. Isn't
I like
this...
with the boards that you just...
Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of
these
dry
wood, I
brush
guess?
the boards.
These are the horse kick boards from the
You can
from the
see the
homestead.
hoof kicks in it.
Yeah.
Well, some of them were a little bit blue, and I just had to blend them all
Yeah,
together.
you
to-
did your magic on it. And that's a
Did
piece
the-
of Egyptian iron with a bronze flower. That is so cool.
Isn't this nice?
With a nice 12-inch pillow top mattress on here.
Well, it's one of a kind. I mean,
Well, you're not gonna see anything
You can't
like
get
that,
this
yeah.
wood and these jump beams.
There's no more of the
No more of this
the
kickboard.
Well, we need to get those horses working again.
Yeah.
We need to start producing.
When we do a piece like this, when I leave, usually whoever's working on the piece has a clear understanding of where we're going with it. So usually there's not a whole lot of discovery after that. But, you know, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think it was going to look as good as it did. I think it turned out great.
Well, what's it going for, Mike?
About $23.75.
I like this.
Yeah, it's got a nice
Yeah, $24.75 sounds a little bit better to me.
$23.75.
Oh, let's
I've
give,
set
let's
my
give them a
price. I'm
deal.
holding to it.
All right, $23.75 it is. Call your friends.
Call all your friends.
Call all your
I'll have
friends.
my wife call all her friends.
That's right.
This
Exactly.
is the horse now.
All right, great.
That's awesome.
Come on, son. Come on.
Hey, John. Welcome,
Hey,
man.
John.
I told Robert that you would be
good to see
able to come
you.
by and take a look at this.
I've been waiting for the day for you guys to find me one of these. These are rare. They're so beautiful.
Is it a functional?
I would love to find out.
We got this press in Petersburg, Virginia.
Randy House.
Randy House pick, yeah. And John is a local resource for old style printing. I knew he would know exactly what we had and how to do it.
Yeah, it's the Graham Sons. Yes.
That's a premium one, right?
Right?
Well, no, it's an
Best in
odd
the
one,
business.
which,
Oh.
you know, odd is actually really good because
Yeah, we
there
know
were, it's got the treadle.
Treadle.
Yeah, these are always missing their treadle. This is nice. Graham and Sons were manufacturers of equipment, but they didn't make presses per se. They made a lot of equipment like sanders and wood cutting equipment, and they were known most likely for cigar box manufacturing equipment.
Oh, really?
They just went into the production and started using their own equipment to produce great cigar boxes and beautiful metalwork boxes.
Oh, well, we need to find some of that. I didn't find any of that. Knowledge is truly key on some of this stuff to be able to speak with some smartness. Some knowledge.
What he did.
Some smartness.
You know, you like to be informed. You know, you have a conversation with him. At least you get the basics where you can talk intelligently. This is what this is missing. This is what this has got. And this is why you need to buy this.
Do you see how smooth this is?
Yeah.
This is 1860, and it's running like the day it was made. Sign number one, that's excellent. Roller's missing, but you got the cores. These are the ones that are hard to find.
That's the hard
The
part.
rubber can be recast at
I'm
any
not
point.
hearing any negatives here.
No, I haven't seen any yet.
Besides the knowledge of it, he has the ability to put it into function. Even though some of the parts weren't available, he was still able to make it happen.
I set this up using one of the castings that we've done for you in the past. It slides into this position here, held in with this beautiful release button. We're missing one of the pieces to actually put the roller on, but we're gonna hand ink it.
Okay. Can you get those pieces?
We easily
Yeah,
can get
yeah,
those pieces.
yeah.
Let's throw the brake, and here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Like the day it was
I
made.
tell you what, that is awesome.
Unbelievable.
So after all is said and done, what is this worth?
I have to say, since the rollers are so easily replaced, you could get up to $1,000 for a functioning press of this age.
Winner! Hey, Mike.
Hey, man. Not bad, huh?
That's right.
Thanks for
Does that
rescuing
bring my
me.
cred back?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think we did good.
It's awesome, John. Thank you for your time,
You have
man.
a winner.
That is great. How would you like it? How would you like to pay for that today?
Oh, yes.
There's always a Black Dog. It's a full week. Built the bed. We learned about the press with John. Traveled a long way. Worked our tuchuses off.
When you think about it, that's a week.
We're awesome. Just ask us.